When either one of us get out the boat, things get crazy real quick. I don't want my husband to get hurt. I get mad at myself, I get mad at him. It's very stressful.
What really happened to the Gator Queen of Swamp People?
No wonder he's after those kids.
That means the world to me, because my kids swim in the canals. Hopefully my grandkids will. You know, we were all raised in South Louisiana just to run and jump off the camp.
From fearless hunts deep in Louisiana's swamps to a sudden exit that left fans stunned, Liz Cavalier's story goes far beyond what you've seen on screen. Why did she leave the show at the height of her fame? What secrets lie behind her return? And what's life like when the cameras stop rolling? Reality television has taken many forms over the years, from competitive cooking and survival challenges to talent contests and social experiments. But when Swamp People first aired, it introduced something entirely different, an unscripted look into a centuries-old way of life that most people had never seen before. Unlike the glossy, carefully curated content of many mainstream reality shows, Swamp People brought raw, unpredictable, and often dangerous action straight from the swamps of Louisiana. Debuting on the History Channel in 2010, the show immediately caught the attention of audiences across America and beyond. Viewers were drawn in by the intense, high-stakes world of alligator hunting, a tradition rooted deeply in the culture of southern Louisiana. For many people living in this region, gator hunting isn't just a sport or a seasonal hobby. It's a vital part of their heritage and a key source of income. Generations of families have passed down knowledge of the swamps, survival techniques, and hunting methods, all of which come together in a brief but crucial 30-day season. The reason for this short window lies in wildlife conservation. In Louisiana, alligator season typically starts in early September and lasts for exactly 1 month. The goal is to manage the gator population sustainably, ensuring the animals don't face the threat of extinction while still allowing licensed hunters to pursue their craft. These regulations are strictly enforced by local authorities and supported by the hunters themselves, many of whom understand the importance of protecting the ecosystem that provides their livelihood. Outside of the season, hunters often shift to catching other types of wildlife, including fish, shrimp, crawfish, raccoons, and turtles. These additional activities help supplement their income for the rest of the year, especially for those who tag out early and still have time to hunt other creatures in the region. Life in the bayou is tough and often unpredictable, but it's also deeply rooted in community and tradition. Among the standout personalities featured on Swamp People, one name quickly became familiar to fans of the show: Liz Cavalier, also known as the Gator Queen. Liz brought a combination of skill, determination, and authenticity to the screen that helped set her apart. Her appearances on the show weren't just about hunting. They also offered insight into the lives of women who play a central role in this male-dominated field. Liz was born and raised in Morgan City, Louisiana, a place known for its close connection to the water and the swamp. She grew up in a family of hunters and fishermen, and her father, C.J. Dupre, played a major role in shaping her skills and confidence. He taught her how to handle firearms safely and accurately, how to navigate the swamp, and how to respect the natural environment while making a living from it. These were not just survival skills. They were part of a cultural legacy that had been passed down for generations. Because of her accuracy and calm demeanor in tense situations, Liz earned several nicknames over the years, including Lucky Liz, and most famously, the Gator Queen. These titles were more than just catchy phrases. They reflected the respect she earned within her community and on the set of Swamp People. Her talent with a rifle and her deep understanding of the swamp made her a natural fit for the show. Early in the series, Liz joined the team of fellow hunter Troy Landry, another well-known figure on the show and a childhood friend. Their long-standing friendship and shared background helped build a sense of trust and familiarity on screen. Liz appeared throughout the second season working closely with Troy, and by the third season, she was leading her own hunting crew, taking the wheel of her own boat with a trusted assistant by her side. Despite her strong presence on screen, Liz has always been very particular about how people refer to her. One small but telling detail is her insistence that only her father is allowed to call her by her full name, Elizabeth. It's a gesture of deep respect and affection that highlights the close bond they share. For Liz, hunting has never just been a job. It's been a family tradition, a personal passion, and a way of life. Her knowledge of the swamp didn't come from textbooks or TV. It was learned through experience, by accompanying her father on countless expeditions, watching him work, and slowly earning his trust to take on more responsibility. Over time, she became more than just a participant. She became a leader in her own right. Even before appearing on television, Liz had developed a reputation in her community for her sharp shooting and no-nonsense attitude. What swamp people did was simply shine a wider spotlight on what locals had known for years, that Liz Cavalier is one of the most skilled and fearless hunters in the region. While the show added some fame and public attention to her life, it didn't change who she was at her core. Her values, family, tradition, and hard work remained the same. She didn't approach fame the way others might. There were no over-the-top media stunts or attempts to reinvent herself for the camera. What viewers saw on screen was essentially the same Liz her neighbors and family members knew. It's important to remember that shows like Swamp People do more than entertain. They also offer a glimpse into parts of the world that are often overlooked. The people featured aren't actors playing roles. They are real individuals living lives shaped by geography, culture, and tradition. The drama isn't manufactured. It comes from the natural tension of living and working in an unpredictable environment. In that sense, Liz Cavalier's journey is not just one of personal achievement, but also one of cultural representation. She helps tell the story of a way of life that continues to exist, even as the world around it changes rapidly. Her presence on Swamp People helped bring visibility to women in outdoor professions, to the families who depend on seasonal hunting for survival, and to the careful balance between tradition and conservation. As the show gained popularity, it also helped foster a better understanding of the realities of swamp life. Viewers began to see that these weren't just thrill-seeking adventurers. They were people with deep connections to their land, their families, and their history. Liz stood out in part because she embodied all of those elements so naturally. After appearing as a team member with Troy Landry in the show's second season, Liz returned for the third season with her own boat and her own assistant. This marked a significant moment in her journey. No longer just a member of someone else's crew, she had now become a leader in her own right, with the responsibility and pressure that came with it. Audiences saw her confidence in handling high-stress situations, her precision with a rifle, and the kind of determination that made her a standout character. While many fans admired her hunting skills and fearless attitude, others appreciated how open she was about her personal life. Unlike some TV personalities who keep their private lives hidden, Liz allowed viewers to see the people and relationships that matter most to her. This includes her children, her husband, and even her unusual pet, a 7-foot alligator named Charlie Pie. Liz has been married twice. Her first husband was a man named Cavalier, from whom she gets the surname by which most fans know her. The couple had a daughter together, Jessica Cavalier. Jessica, like her mother, was introduced to gator hunting at a young age and appeared on Swamp People at one point. For a while, it looked like Jessica might follow directly in her mother's footsteps, possibly becoming the next gator queen. However, her story has taken a different path. Jessica has struggled with some personal challenges that have affected her participation on the show. According to various reports, she has dealt with issues related to substance use and has sought help through rehabilitation programs multiple times. These challenges have kept her from maintaining a regular presence on the show, but they haven't erased the impact she made during her appearances. While fans were excited to see the next generation of the Cavalier family take on the swamp, Jessica's story serves as a reminder that the pressures of life, both on and off screen, can weigh heavily, even on those who seem strong from the outside. Liz's second marriage is to Justin Choate, with whom she has 2 sons, Destin and Desmond. The family lives in southern Louisiana, near Freshwater City Road. a location close to the swamps and waterways where much of their hunting and fishing takes place. Having the swamp so close to home has always been more of a lifestyle choice than a matter of convenience for Liz and her family. Being near the water allows her to remain connected to her roots, keep her skills sharp, and pass on her knowledge to her children. Destin, her stepson, has become an especially important part of her hunting team in recent years. As he grew older, he began to take on more responsibility during the hunts, learning the ins and outs of navigating the swamp, tagging gators, and handling the day-to-day tasks that come with life on the water. Working with family brings its own set of challenges, but it also strengthens the bond between generations. Liz has always been vocal about the importance of keeping tradition alive, and teaching her children is part of that legacy. In addition to her role as a hunter and mother, Liz has taken on the role of a businesswoman. Outside of the show, she runs her own alligator hunting operation in her hometown. This isn't just a side project, it's a full-scale business that includes guided hunts and outdoor experiences for those who want to get a taste of the lifestyle made famous by swamp people. For many of her fans, the chance to meet Liz in person, learn from her, and take part in a hunt is an unforgettable experience. To support her brand even further, Liz launched an online merchandise store under the name Gator Queen. Through this platform, she sells a variety of items including apparel, hunting gear, and memorabilia related to the show and her personal story. The store has become popular with fans who want to feel a connection to the bayou and show support for one of their favorite TV personalities. It's also a smart business move, one that allows her to build a life beyond the limitations of seasonal hunting and television production schedules. Even with her growing list of responsibilities, Liz has always prioritized family above everything else. She often speaks about how hunting is not just about making money, but about spending time with loved ones and preserving a way of life that could easily disappear in the modern world. Her values reflect a deep respect for both nature and community, which has helped her remain grounded even as her public profile has grown. The blend of personal and professional life has made Liz a more relatable figure than many other reality TV stars. Her fans see her as genuine, hardworking, and loyal to her roots. Whether she's wrangling a massive alligator, mentoring her son, or packing merchandise orders from her online store, she presents the same straightforward attitude and no-nonsense personality. There's no performance in her persona. What you see is what you get. One of the more surprising details about Liz's life is her decision to keep an alligator as a pet. Charlie Pie, her 7-foot companion, might seem like an unusual choice for most people, but in Liz's world, it's not entirely out of the ordinary. Among gator hunters, there's a certain respect for these animals, and keeping one as a pet is seen by some as a way of maintaining that connection. Liz has spoken openly about her fondness for Charlie Pie, treating the gator almost like a member of the family. In the years since she first appeared on Swamp People, Liz has managed to turn her television exposure into something more sustainable and personal. She hasn't relied solely on the show to define her success, nor has she allowed fame to pull her away from her values. Her life is still rooted in the swamp, still defined by family, and still guided by the traditions passed down by her father. Her story also challenges the stereotype that hunting and outdoor survival are men's domains. Through her visibility on national television and her work in the field, Liz has shown that skill, resilience, and leadership have nothing to do with gender. She's earned respect from her peers not because she demanded it, but because she proved she was capable, again and again. But reality television is unpredictable, both on-screen and behind the scenes. A few years into her run on the show, fans were surprised and disappointed when Liz announced that she would no longer be part of Swamp People. The news didn't come through an official network press release or a well-managed media campaign. Instead, Liz chose to speak directly to her fans through her social media platforms, a move that quickly caught attention. In her post, Liz explained that she and her family would no longer be appearing on the show. She did not go into specific details about why this decision had been made, but made it clear that it wasn't entirely her choice. The production company behind Swamp People, Original Media, had apparently made changes to the cast lineup, resulting in the departure of several well-known members, including Liz. Her post expressed a mix of disappointment and determination. She thanked her fans for their continued support and explained that while she would no longer be on television, she and her family would continue living their lives and staying true to their roots. The message resonated deeply with fans, many of whom responded with comments of encouragement and frustration. They couldn't understand why someone so central to the show was being dropped, and many began to voice their complaints online and directly to the network. The decision sparked backlash that highlighted just how invested viewers had become in Liz's story. However, the situation soon became more tense. According to Liz, after she made her announcement, she received instructions from the show's producers asking her to take the post down. The production team allegedly didn't appreciate the way she had shared the news and wanted to control how information about cast changes was released to the public. Liz, never one to back down, responded in her usual straightforward style. She posted again, this time making it clear that she wasn't going to be silenced. She expressed her frustration with what she saw as a lack of transparency and respect from the producers and stood her ground. Her message was unapologetic. She said she would rather speak the truth and stay loyal to her values than remain quiet for the sake of appearances. The standoff between Liz and the show's executives revealed some of the behind-the-scenes challenges that can come with working in reality television. While the show presents a close-knit, authentic portrayal of swamp life, the production process is still managed by people in offices far removed from the bayou. Creative and financial decisions are often made with ratings in mind, not personal relationships, which can lead to difficult and sometimes unfair outcomes for the cast. In the middle of the controversy, Liz made it clear that her main concern wasn't about being on television. It was about staying connected to her fans and protecting the integrity of her family and heritage. She expressed pride in where she came from and promised that even if she was no longer on the show, she would continue hunting, running her business, and sharing her life with those who supported her. Interestingly, the backlash that followed her departure may have played a role in changing how the network viewed the situation. Liz's fans were vocal, and their support didn't go unnoticed. The controversy brought even more attention to the show and highlighted how central Liz had become to its success. Eventually, the official reason for Liz's departure was revealed in a more diplomatic way. The channel stated that Liz had left the show to focus on her family, particularly raising her children and managing her business. While this explanation may have been partially true, it was also clear that the disagreement with producers had contributed to the break. For a while, Liz remained off-screen, focusing on her private life. During this period, she stayed active on social media, kept her business running, and spent more time with her family. She also used her platform to speak out about local issues, offer tips on outdoor living, and connect with her loyal fan base. Her decision to be open and honest during a difficult time only strengthened the bond she had with her followers. Then, in what felt like a full-circle moment, Liz made her return to Swamp People. This time, she came back with her stepson Destin, ready to get back to work and face the challenges of alligator season once more. Her reappearance on the show was welcomed by fans, many of whom had missed her steady presence and honest storytelling. Her return wasn't marked by drama or confrontation. Instead, she quietly got back into the swing of things, resuming her role as a team leader and seasoned hunter. For Liz, it wasn't about settling scores or proving a point. It was about doing the work she loves and showing her family what it means to stay resilient. Even though the previous conflict with the production company had been intense, Liz didn't carry that tension into her new episodes. She focused on her hunts, on mentoring her stepson, and on continuing the tradition that had brought her to national attention in the first place. Her professionalism and passion stood out once again, reinforcing why she had become such a valued part of the show in the first place. What this chapter in Liz's journey illustrates is how closely tied she is to the culture and values represented on Swamp People. Her story is not just about hunting or television appearances. It's about loyalty, honesty, and the importance of standing up for what you believe in. Whether she was in front of the camera or speaking out against management decisions, Liz never lost sight of who she was. Many viewers saw in her someone they could identify with, someone who worked hard, took care of her family, and wasn't afraid to speak her mind. And in a world where reality TV often relies on exaggerated drama and scripted conflict, Liz's real-life stand for herself added a rare layer of authenticity. Her brief absence from Swamp People may have raised questions, but her return helped answer them. She came back stronger, more focused, and more determined to do what she's always done: live off the land, teach her children, and honor the traditions passed down to her. As the series continued, Liz's presence helped restore a sense of balance to the show. Her connection to the swamp, her understanding of its dangers and beauty, and her no-nonsense approach to life made her an essential part of the cast once again. Her fans were glad to have her back, and even those who were new to the show quickly came to appreciate the role she plays. During her time off the show, the world had changed in a significant way. The COVID-19 pandemic had swept across the globe, affecting people from every walk of life. In the early stages of the pandemic, Liz used her online platforms to speak directly to her audience, offering not only updates about her life, but also sharing her own health experiences. In one particular post that caught attention, she described being very sick in late 2019. She had suffered symptoms that included a high fever, trouble breathing, and a persistent cough. Although she tested negative for the flu and other common illnesses at the time, the intensity of her symptoms led many of her followers to wonder whether she might have contracted COVID-19 before widespread testing was available. Liz never confirmed if she had the virus, and there was no official diagnosis shared. Still, the post sparked conversation among her fan base, with many people relating similar experiences or expressing concern for her health. Some viewed it as a wake-up call about the seriousness of the virus, especially since it came from someone they trusted and admired. Whether it was a case of COVID-19 or not, Liz made sure to use her platform to encourage safety and awareness during uncertain times. For many of her followers, it was another example of her authenticity, sharing personal experiences not to create fear, but to build understanding and encourage care within the community. Throughout the pandemic and her time off television, Liz continued to run her hunting business and manage her online store. The Gator Queen brand remained active, offering merchandise, updates, and even virtual glimpses into her day-to-day life. While not much is publicly known about the exact financial performance of her business, various sources estimate that it brings in between $100,000 to $200,000 annually. Combined with her television earnings, her total net worth is believed to be somewhere in the range of $400,000 to $500,000. When it comes to earnings from Swamp People, Liz is considered one of the higher-paid cast members. Reports suggest that she earned around $20,000 per episode during her time on the show, which makes sense given her popularity and the number of episodes she featured in. Over the years, she has appeared in close to 90 episodes, making her one of the most recognizable faces in the show's history. That level of visibility, paired with her strong following, has likely contributed to her lasting presence in the world of outdoor television. Despite her public profile, Liz remains relatively private about many aspects of her personal life. She's not one to share every detail online or in interviews, choosing instead to focus on the things that matter most to her: her family, her work, and her community. Her home near Freshwater City Road in Louisiana continues to be the base from which she manages her hunting operations and lives out the traditions she grew up with. Among the more unique aspects of Liz's lifestyle is her relationship with her pet alligator, Charlie Pie. Keeping an alligator as a pet is not something most people would consider, but for Liz, it reflects a certain closeness to the animals she hunts and the environment she lives in. She has often spoken about the importance of respecting nature, understanding the animals, and recognizing the balance between conservation and tradition. While some people might find it surprising or even dangerous, for Liz, it's simply part of her way of life. Her work on Swamp People and beyond has always been about more than just hunting. she has consistently spoken about the need to use what you take from the land responsibly. In interviews and on the show, she has explained how everything they hunt is used, whether for food, materials, or income. This mindset of using the land respectfully and sustainably is something she hopes to pass on not just to her children, but also to the wider audience who might not be familiar with swamp life. As a grandmother, Liz now represents multiple generations of hunters and bayou residents. Her role has evolved from being just a daughter and a hunter to becoming a matriarch in her own right, guiding younger family members and setting an example for how to live with purpose and pride. Her children, particularly her stepson Destin, have shown interest in carrying on the family tradition, and Liz has been careful to guide them with the same patience and discipline she learned from her own father. Liz's story also touches on the importance of resilience. She has experienced personal struggles, professional setbacks, and public criticism, but she has continued to move forward. Her determination to remain true to herself, even when facing pressure from television producers or internet critics, is part of what makes her so compelling. She doesn't pretend to be perfect, and she doesn't shy away from admitting when times are hard. That honesty is rare in a world where appearances often matter more than reality. Looking ahead, fans are eager to see what the future holds for Liz Cavalier. With Swamp People continuing to produce new seasons, and with Liz now back on screen, it's clear that her journey is far from over. Whether she's wrangling gators, teaching her kids, running her business, or posting updates online, her story continues to unfold in ways that keep people watching and listening. As television changes and audiences seek more authentic content, people like Liz play an important role. She represents a culture and lifestyle that is often misunderstood or romanticized. Through her, viewers gain access to a world where tradition, family, and nature all come together in a way that feels both rugged and meaningful. She reminds people that there's value in hard work, pride in heritage, and strength in being yourself. In a final reflection, Liz Cavalier's life is not just the story of a TV personality. It's the story of a woman who stayed true to her values, who built a career from her heritage, and who has managed to remain grounded in a world that often pulls people away from their roots. Her fans don't just admire her for her hunting skills, they admire her for her honesty, her toughness, and her ability to carry on a tradition while still adapting to the modern world.